Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, let me introduce you to the greatest dog that ever lived, aka Z2, and I will tell you why as we reminisce through 40 pictures of the boy. Ladies and gentlemen, most of these pictures are taken in Howard Beach, Queens, and the others I will explain to you where they are. This is in fact Charles Park, and in the background over here is the train trestle that goes towards Broad Channel, and the dog is swimming in the icy waters, which was normal for the boy. This is the boy being a puppy and chewing on things that I would bring home for him so he wouldn't chew on my furniture. In this case, it was a piece of wood with a rope on the end of it. The dog loved to chew. This is the boy in a litter box before I let him sleep in my drawer. This is the boy in Nevada, and let me tell you, that day was an interesting day for sure, because he ran down into one of the canyons after something, probably some animal, and didn't come back till the following evening, and he was so tired he could just barely walk up the valley. This is Z2 building decks in Long Island, New York. He was a great deck builder, he was. And this is him preparing the lumber for the deck. He would turn it into splinters, and then we would glue it back together and build the decks. And there's the boy doing what he does best, looking good. Small wood for Z2. His typical piece of wood was a 2x4 or a 2x6. This is Z2 playing staircase remover with Robert Fodera, otherwise known as Photomat, God rest his soul, who was one of the greatest carpenters that ever worked for me, not because he was a good carpenter, but because you could teach him how to do something today, and the following year he would know how to do it the same way you taught him the day you taught him the previous year. He was a genius in his own right, and a great guy to work with. This is Z2 teaching Robert Fodera how to remove the staircase in order to prepare for the circular staircase that eventually goes into this house. And this is the boy getting ready to run along the beach and then swim over to the trestle where there was a sandbar at low tide and the birds hung out. And this is Z2 taking off into the distance towards the train trestle, and I would have to wait for him to come back after he got done chasing the birds. And this is the boy preparing to take off into the water after a stick or something I threw out there. This train trestle went from Howard Beach towards Rockaway, so whenever you see the first body of water on the A train, this is the trestle you go over. And there's the boy looking good. Looking good. And this is the boy getting ready to chase those birds after I threw the stick out there to prime him for the bird chasing adventure. This is just another shot while I was waiting for the boy to come back from the trestle. And here's my Lenny's Pizza shirt that I got pretty much while I worked for Lenny's Pizza on 1855 Nostrand Avenue, which is the pizzeria that John Travolta came in while he was doing his Saturday Night Fever movie. And this is Z2 putting up doors in Carlos's house. Z2 in the ice. Z2 looking good. The boy's getting ready to go into the icy water. What he did best, he dumped. He did this 3 times a day for 17 years. The dog was an amazing dumper. And there he is again, looking good. And there he is again, making lumber for the decks. And this story is going to take a minute to tell you. Inside that house that is being raised, because I have a crew there with jacks under the house, raising the house, is not this particular day, but inside this house, 1 or 2 days before or after this picture, a man named George who owned the house, a man named what was that fella's name? And Vanessa Del Rey. Not Woody Allen. Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol, George, and Vanessa Del Rey, a.k.a. the movie star, the X-rated movie star, were in that house tripping while I was raising the house itself. And that's no joke. George and Andy Warhol grew up together in New York City, and they were good friends, and Andy would come over to the house. I'm sorry I don't have my camera that day, but that's a true story. And anybody who knows George on 14 Boardwalk was the address, I think, would know that I'm telling you the truth. And there is Z2 being a puppy. And there is Z2 sleeping in the drawer underneath a waterbed I had built for this particular apartment that I lived in. And there's Z2 looking good. And I think we're just about back to the beginning. No, we have Nevada. We are entering into Las Vegas. We're either in Sedona or Nevada in this picture. That's Z2's permanent bed at my mom's house. And I slept on that bed many a night myself. This is Z2 in Maine, about 20 degrees below zero outside, so we let him sleep on the couch. And this is Z2 dumping. He loved to dump 3 times a day, like it or not. This is Z2 in Las Vegas. Z2 Las Vegas. Z2 and there's Z2 looking good. Water, puppy, cat litter box with the old Zoloft craft card on the bottom right hand side. That card's been around for 30 years. And Z2 in Nevada. So I think we have it wrapped up just about now, ladies and gentlemen. And there's Z2 looking good. And thanks for watching my dog, the greatest dog that ever lived. And most people that met him agreed with that statement. On Earth, in Howard Beach, Queens, New York, from 1980 to 1997. And God day to everybody. I'll see you later, boy.